Energy Manager Windmills. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about windmills and which ones you should buy, which ones you shouldn't buy. So the first thing you're going to notice over here, I've got all these windmills which are starting with this one going down. They have a little green icon. And you'll notice some of them are in red, some are in yellow, a lot of them are in red. The production's very low. This one's only 23 kilowatts, and this is 187. It's only running at 19%. And there's a lot of reasons why. Number one, you got to make sure you've got your wind speed on, and you want to put windmills in the zones that have the highest wind speed. My zone with the highest wind speed is usually this one over here, which is now in the center of the screen. All these windmills over here are all in the highest wind speed. So that means that they have the greatest chance of producing the most electricity. This one over here has low wind speed. He doesn't produce as much. And I know that right now in the game, the wind speed is low in all the zones except for this one up over here. However, when the wind picks up, the one that I talked about is going to pick up again. Maybe overnight or something like that. When you purchase, you come on here to production units and you go to wind. You want to look at two values. One is the cut-in and the other one is the nominal. In my opinion, you want to get something with a low nominal value. That is this one right here, which is 10 meters per second. It costs $1 million. It's called the M105 onshore. This one produces a lot more power, and as the wind speed goes down, the utilization rate is still fairly high. So it produces a lot more than all of my other windmills, because my other windmills need a little bit more wind speed in order for them to produce more power. In terms of the cut-in, usually you're going to have enough wind speed. I've never seen it go so low that the turbines don't spin. This one has a high nominal. It's going to be a little bit of a problem, and it's got a low cut-in, but it's too expensive for me. So if you buy the ones, you notice the cut-in values you don't have to worry about so much because the wind's usually fast enough. However, the nominal value, if it's too high, you're going to have problems with your production. You see over here, I've got one that looks like it's not spinning. Unfortunately, when I click on it, it doesn't tell you which one it is. So the only thing you can do is turn it off. You see, it was the one that I told you over here is the worst performing one. That's the one. It's not spinning. This is a low wind speed area. I'm planning on selling it, and I'm going to move it to one of these other areas that produces more wind power. And all of these that are in red, a large number of them, I'm going to be selling them, because even these over here, when the wind picks up, it's okay, but it's often not that great. I'm going to move them all over here and put them where they generate more wind. Obviously, you're supposed to generate more wind in the mountains. You're supposed to do it near the ocean. I bought this area over here hoping that it would produce more wind power, but it doesn't seem like it's that strong. I've got this one that's at 10.3 meters per second, which is actually pretty good. They're not producing that much. These are the lower powered windmills. And then in these other areas is where you're going to put the oil plants and the coal plants, etc., where there's low wind speed. And I'm going to be watching this to see over the next few days if the wind speed picks up. I went through a dry spell where for like 3 days there was no wind power and I wasn't making any money. So the next thing you're going to say is, well, I want to build obviously in Alaska, because in Alaska there's got to be more wind speed, but unfortunately there's no option for me to buy an office in Alaska, and I don't know if it's going to be available to me in the future or not. But there should be higher wind speeds up over here. We don't know how many offices we could possibly build up there. And I'm going to assume over here in the Rocky Mountains that you're also going to get higher wind speeds, and probably in the offshore. But that's going to be a future video. I've got quite a long ways to go. The other issue is, I know New York State. Over here you've got the Adirondack Mountains and the Catskills, and I'm surprised that the wind speed is so low in these areas. And it's been low for the past 2 weeks I've been playing the game. Okay, so that's a little bit about Windmills. If you have any questions or comments, you can go to my forum at cheapbooks.cc, go to video games, go to the business management sims, and look for Energy Manager. I am the owner of cheapbooks.com, which is a search engine for searching for books and textbooks. This video is Energy Manager Windmills.